Council meeting dated Wednesday, May 21st to order. Can I have roll call, please?
Hess. Yes. Okay.
Here.
Calderas. Here. Marcy.
Here.
Barnes. Here. Cybulski.
Here.
If you could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight's invocation will be led by Pastor Tyrone Ware of Faith Christian Assembly. Yes, it is.
You guys will have to excuse me. This is my first time ever being here, so if I'm a little nervous, forgive me. Well, my name is Tyrone Ware. I attend Faith Christian Assembly Church. It's right there on Outer Drive. Used to be the big Kmart. And I recently became a deacon. And our pastor is in Israel, so he asked the deacons to do this service. And I thank you guys for allowing me to be here today. Let's bow our heads and honor God. Heavenly Father, Lord, in the name of Jesus, we just thank you right now, Lord, that you are God, who are God alone. You are here, Lord, in control, no matter how things look. I thank you, Lord, for blessing me to come here today, Lord, to pray over this meeting. Lord, right now we have people gathered here who have political power. They have power that you've given them. You've placed them in these positions. Lord, and as such, they can change people's lives. So right now, Lord, I pray for them. Lord, help them to make godly decisions, Lord, that we know will affect people's lives. Lord, it could be anything. We just ask you, Lord, to lead them and guide them in all that they do. Bless their families. And I certainly, Lord, pray for the citizens of Melvindale and their families. Lord, just help them and bless them to prosper, be safe, be happy. I thank you, Lord, and I pray for these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone object if I do the proclamation for Captain Juriska before we talk about the pool? Okay. Tonight we are honoring Fire Captain Lou Juriska, so if he could come forward. He was recently honored by Dearborn, so I just wanted to piggyback on that because he has been with us for 27 years and he is a phenomenal firefighter. Dearborn was very lucky to get
for my whole career to serve where I'm from. This is where my family's from. Merging in with Dearborn, I still feel is one of the best things the city's ever done. Melvindale did not lose 14 firefighters. They gained 140 more. Everyone that's come through the Melvindale station has been fantastic. Would love to have everyone on my crew. I mean, just the service we get, I feel, is still far superior than what we had before. I truly, truly do. But again, it's been just my pleasure. I mean, I know each and every one of you. Glad some of you guys got to come to the Dearborn presentation last week. Really appreciate it. And again, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to just read this for everyone. Whereas Lou Juriska has faithfully served Melvindale residents and fellow employees for over 27 years, and as a result of his hard work has been nominated Firefighter of the Year for 2014. Whereas Captain Juriska began his firefighter career with the City of Melvindale on January 14, 1987. He was promoted to Sergeant in 2003, Lieutenant in 2006, and Captain in 2007. Captain Juriska has received many compliments over the course of his career. Whereas Lou Juriska has officially been with the Dearborn Fire Department since August of 2013, he has shown a long career of hard work and care for the City of Melvindale. He is appreciated by all who have had the pleasure of knowing him. In special tribute, therefore, this document is signed and dedicated to honor Lou Juriska, who has been a very devoted and respected Melvindale employee for his loyal and faithful service to the City of Melvindale. Now therefore it be resolved that I, Stacey L. Striz, Mayor of the City of Melvindale, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, May 21st, 2014, Captain Lou Juriska Day in the City of Melvindale.
Hey, thank you. Again, thank you very much. It will continue to be my pleasure. Thank you.
That's awesome.
We'll find out in a little bit.
Okay, next, under tabled items, we have the Melvindale pool. So I'm looking for a motion to remove from the table the opening of the Melvindale pool for the 2014 summer season.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? Call the vote?
Hess? Yes. LeVey? This is to remove.
Point of correction, just to remove it from the table?
Yes.
Yes.
Balderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Barnes? Yes. Cybulski?
No.
Okay. So, a couple meetings ago, we put this on the table so we had a full council, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if council wants to take any action on this evening. You can either vote to open the pool, you can take no action and it will stay as it stands. Currently, it's not in the budget, so if council does opt to open the pool this evening, we would have to do a budget amendment to put that in there. So I'm asking what this body would like, how they would like to proceed.
So you're saying there's no money donated to open the pool? Is that correct statement?
Not to my knowledge, nothing's gonna do anything yet, no. And I can also tell you that, there's a pipe repair that needs to be done over there that's gonna cost between $3,000 and $4,000.
Right.
I guess I just want it to be clear that we all understand, if we don't open it, we should take the steps to sell it or do something, because the odds are very slim that we will be able to reopen it again. And, I mean, I get we don't have money, and I understand all that, but I just want to be sure that we, as a body, understand that if that is the case, I mean, would it be advantageous to take the next steps to figure out how to get it off our responsibility? Because there may be an entity of some sort, I don't know the answer to it, but there may be an entity that, you know, can and will want to, even if it's for not a huge profit.
I know, I was just keeping it kind of informal because we're kind of like, we have like 3 different options for discussing it. But if that's, I mean, yeah, I just thought it was easier to do it. One thing that the administrator and myself have talked about too is we wouldn't be opposed to looking at if like nonprofits wanted to run it, things like that. It's just that right now it's not even really in the condition where we could get it up and running. I mean, we can if we have to, but just the cost to do that, to bring in somebody to run it or that sort of thing would be a lot.
What are the initial costs to open it? You know, like to open it? I'm sorry, I don't recall, I'm sure I probably
It's
should.
usually around $7,000 or $8,000 to get it up and running.
And about 30 to run it for the year, the season, I mean?
Yeah.
About 30, 35. So 39 with the repair.
We did. Well, yeah.
It's, through the chair, it's about $38,000 to run it, and then we bring in revenue from gate sales.
Yes, so it,
The pool last year was 27,800 loss or 28,700 loss.
Yeah, one of those.
Okay, so if nobody wants to entertain a motion, I'm gonna move on with the agenda. Okay, moving on, we have substitute mechanical inspector. I'm looking for a motion to approve Robert Bowers as a substitute mechanical inspector in the building department to provide mechanical inspection services in the event that Brad Burns is not available with compensation to be paid at 67% of permit fees and inspection fees for each inspection made by Robert Bowers.
So moved.
Support. Motion by Balder, supported by Barnes. Any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor, what's wrong with the inspector that he can't do the job here?
It's only if he's on vacation or something. He's the only one that doesn't have a backup. So this is just as a checks and balance, because he said that Brad Burns said that right now the building department is very busy. So if he's off, it slows things down. You know, if they all need to be out, things like that. So, any other discussion? Call the vote.
Hess? Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Alderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Barnes? Yes. Cybolski?
Yes.
Forgot to mention that we have Horace Sheffield here with us this evening. He is running for U.S. Congress, so he just wanted to take a minute to come here and introduce himself. So welcome to Melvindale.
Appreciate
Next, we have a motion to approve the regular council meeting minutes dated April 16, 2014.
So moved. Support.
Any discussion? I'm sorry, it was a motion by Hess, supported by Valdez. Call the vote, please.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Yes.
Alderas? Yes. Marcy?
Yes.
Barnes? Yes. Cybolski?
Yes.
Okay, and then we have a motion to approve the regular council meeting minutes dated May 7, 2014, reflecting that no quorum was present.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? Call the vote.
Hess?
Yes.
LeVey?
Abstain.
Alderas? Abstain. Marcy?
Abstain.
Barnes? Abstain. Cybolski?
Yes.
You were here.
Yeah, but we didn't have a meeting, did we?
It's just to reflect that we didn't have a meeting, so there was no quorum.
Let the minutes reflect that I changed my vote to a yes.
And I will also vote yes on that. At this time, it's audience participation. If there's anyone in the audience who'd like to come forward, please state your name and address for the record.
Go ahead, Chief.
My name is James Trophy. I live at 18648 Route. Central dispatching. We heard a lot about that lately in the paper, and we heard about it up here. How is that going to affect our police services and our police station and the response time that they deliver to us? And is our department involved in this study or the grant, or have they any input into it?
Right now, it's just in a study phase. They're just exploring everything with Dearborn Heights, and Melvindale. So they haven't had any meetings yet, formal meetings or anything to discuss how the structure would be or that sort of thing. They just applied to see if the state would release any funds to perform this study.
Well, according to the grant under Google, some of that money is going to go for radio equipment. Most of it's going to go for radio equipment.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going to affect the money that the Downriver Community Conference has put into the station here as far as the 911 system and all the radios that they put in? And my main concern is the police officers that are here. How's it going to affect them?
Right.
And I know you'll look into that, Mayor, and that you probably can't answer those questions today, neither can this council.
Yeah,
But it's something for thought.
sure.
As far as central dispatching, I'm pretty much for it. I've known Louis Jariska for a long time. He's worked there, and he says it's a good idea. Not just because he said it, it should have happened 50 years ago. But I'd like to see what's going to happen to our department and our officers here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. John Barnett, 18560 Wood. I got a slight problem. The house next door to me at 18556 Wood is abandoned. Now I had my granddaughter cut the front lawn because we got a couple of abandoned houses on the block, and the neighbors and I were kind of taking care of the front lawns, because we don't want it to look like Detroit. Okay, but the backyards, you know, they're over a foot high,
Okay.
okay? Now, 18571 Henry. It's quite known to Rick. When he was the ordinance officer, he must have ticketed him at least 3 or 4 times. And this guy will not cut his backyard. Okay, and that's right up against mine.
Okay.
And it's nothing but a rat trap. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, it was suggested that maybe he's had enough tickets, he could get one a nuisance ticket, which would maybe hurt him a little bit heavier than just a simple, you know, cut your lawn ticket.
Okay.
All right? Because it's ridiculous.
No, I agree, especially if we're, because those tickets are progressive, so they get more and more expensive as you don't cut the lawn. And obviously, if that's not sending a message to him, then.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he's had to have at least 3 or 4 tickets over the last couple of years. At least last year he had, well, when Rick was ordinance officer.
Okay.
He's ticketing constantly.
It's pretty bad about it.
I'll get with our corporation council to see what we can do and then bring it back and address it with council. I'll post some information on them so I can give you guys some background.
All right, well, I'll give you these.
Sir, is that the house where the
Yes.
bricks are falling right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent the building department over there too. They have children. And the outside wall of their house, brick wall, is falling up.
Does council want to make a motion tonight to start a nuisance action on that
I
property?
don't believe Rick may know. That's not, that's a tenant in there, right? That's not even the owner?
Correct.
Also, it's a landlord?
So.
Yeah, that would be the place to start, is
Went
with
to the
landlord.
building department, and then the program that's going on now, they kind of skip over to that one.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to be done.
No, that's good. And with the rental inspection, the councilman, they said they like flagged that house so that all the inspectors will be going through it, things like that. Because if we see something that looks like dangerous or just.
Well, that's
yeah,
dangerous.
for sure.
Okay, because
I
like
agree.
Carl said, it's got stuff falling off the building. And the
Okay.
garage is under disrepair, and then that yard is ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll get someone out there tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Dennis Walker, 17961 Harmon, complaint is the same, house next to me. Now, I know from a conversation with corporate counsel that they have escrowed $1,000 to start repairs and got a 6-month waiver, just like it would be normal. Well, that's fine. I have no problem with that. They are entitled to do what they like. My only problem is this is taken yesterday. The house next door to it also happens to be not occupied, and they've cut the lawn twice. As you see with the pictures that I'm sending around, we've got weeds in the backyard, up to the top of the garage in a couple places. And I mean, you know, I understand that you've got the law that says you got to, you know, give them the time. But this is a corporation that's out of state, and they got their, they escrowed their money. I know they haven't been around because when I found out the money had been escrowed, the water department tagged the house, and the tag is still there.
Okay.
So
Do you have
I mean,
the address of that house?
17953 Harmon.
All right.
Sir, is the alley in the back an open alley?
Yes, it is. But the property owner is supposed to cut that part of the alley.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the fellow on Robert Street, he cuts it.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Most of the time if I could get the right guy last year, whoever was handling it, he'd take his lawnmower back there and cut it down. But as you can see, they They don't cut, and the back, they don't cut either. And the only comment I got out of that guy was, "Are you cutting yours?" Well, mine's inside the fence. Yeah, I'm cutting it. Because the alley is closed to my property.
So the people with the privacy fence just let the grass grow behind it?
No,
Oh, okay,
he cuts.
okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, as you can see on the one picture, the one part of the alley is down. The other parts are, yeah. No, the fellow is very nice, and, you know, it's just that it's an abandoned house, and right now, we're on a 6-month hold.
Yeah.
Because my original intent was, I wanted to see you knock it down. So,
All right, we'll have someone out there so we can start the process to get that clear.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So this house was abandoned and then it was purchased? Is that what?
They own it, it's just not occupied.
It's owned by an outfit in Indiana. Okay, and their primary focus is on senior housing. It can be a group home and it,
Right.
yeah, but I talked to the attorney and she and I kind of agree. They got probably 3 people sitting in a room and said, "Hey, we own a house, okay, we'll take care of it." But I mean, it's like I said before, you got black mold, you got 41 other kinds of mold. The roof is deteriorating. My granddaughter told me I should bring you all a flower, you know, those yellow ones in the yard.
Aw,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come forward?
Hello, Robert Valancourt, 1762 on Henry. 2 questions. First one, I'm not sure the address, but the house on Wall and Melwood that was apparently in a fire,
Mm-hmm.
is there action being taken to get bids to?
I believe that there was no homeowner's insurance. So, we are looking at, and the owner, doesn't want to pay to tear it down. They're just gonna walk away, cause it's a total loss. So we're looking at contacting Wayne Metro Housing because they're building, the houses on Melwood right now to see if we deed them that property, if they'll, rehab the lot. So that is an option. Otherwise, we are trying to get some program income money to tear the house down.
And second question, well, first, Henry Street, Gao to Oakwood, thank you, looks wonderful so far.
Actually, got a
Regarding,
complaint today about that, because it's not being done fast enough. No.
Yeah, I got that too.
regarding the other streets, I realize that the money probably doesn't exist to repave all of them to such an extent, but at the town hall meeting we had, there was mention of a machine that they were gonna fill potholes. Has that started to happen yet?
It has started to happen. What they're doing is sucking up all the rocks and debris so that it'll mold better to the, attach better to the street. So
Okay.
it is happening, and they are doing a better job of it this year. It's a little more thorough, but it is taking some time because we have a lot of potholes.
Thank you.
55 miles worth.
Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to come forward? Okay. We have no public hearings. Communications from department heads. Police chief.
Good evening. A couple of items from the previous meeting. The first one is the resolution for the closure of Greenfield for Melvindale Days. I believe we already got the permit for South Dearborn already, but for the fireworks display closing Greenfield, eastbound Greenfield, we use Butler to Schaefer, southbound Schaefer back to connection with Greenfield. Westbound Greenfield, we use northbound Schaefer from Greenfield Road to Butler, westbound Butler, back to where it reconnects onto Greenfield Road. And we post signs regarding the detour for the hour and 45 minutes. We've got the application for the county already complete. We just need a copy of the resolution, so they'll approve that closure for the specific date.
Looking for a motion? So moved.
Support.
Motion by Barnes, supported by Sabalski. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Balderas. Yes. Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes. Yes. Cybulski.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 2, I need to purchase 2 radars for 2 new police cars. The first car should be here Friday. The second car should be here 2 weeks from Friday. The money has already been donated by Marathon Petroleum. It's been sitting in an account. Just haven't spent the money yet. I'd like to spend the money. I believe the radars are approximately $1,600 piece. I'm sure they'll pay for themselves by the end of June.
Now we're looking for a motion to approve the purchase of 2 custom radar units at a cost not to exceed $1,600 per unit.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Marcy, supported by Cybulski. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Balderas. Yes. Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes. Yes. Cybulski.
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 3 is informational purposes. One of our police cars, one of the Chargers, had a problem with the motor. So Marathon has generously decided to pay for the cost to remove the engine from the other Charger that burned up a couple months ago. So you take the engine from one car and put it into the other car, and Marathon's paying for it. They requested they put a logo on we put a logo on the back quarter panel where the gas tank lid is, and they're gonna pay for the logo as well. Which I thought was nice of them. Item number 4, I was gonna mention in the previous meeting regarding the emergency siren, has been tested. We are still not FCC compliant yet, but I do have the radio here. I'm just waiting for the individual to come back and program the radio so that it works properly. But we can set off the siren in the event that we need to, which I believe we did last week or week before, so we know it works. So the radio is on site. I'm just waiting for the installation person to come back to program it. Item number 5 was a complaint letter I received. I don't know if council received a copy of the complaint letter or not. Somebody was upset about the fact that we didn't write any street sweeping tickets on a certain street on April the 24th. And according to my records, we issued 17 street sweeping tickets on that day, including the street the person was complaining about. So I'm not exactly sure what the problem was, but it seems to be 17 tickets in one day for street sweeping was pretty good. Item number 6, we received a new breath test instrument from the Michigan State Police. There's no cost to us whatsoever, not even for the equipment that goes with it, the printer, or the mouthpieces that we use. I believe as of tomorrow, we'll have 15 of our 23 officers certified to use that instrument. All the officers who were certified in the previous instrument had to go back to a new class because it's a little bit different. So I went on Tuesday for 2 hours so they could tell me how to use the instrument. But we're certified, and it's a little more sensitive than the previous one, but that's what the state police are going to. So every agency that has the breath test instrument will be going to the new one. We just happen to have ours now. And that is the last item I have for this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything? Okay, fire chief.
I have nothing this evening.
Public Works and Water Director.
It's getting comfortable sitting there. Mayor, council.
Good evening.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight. I just got 2 things to touch bases on temporaries. I'd like to get 3 more. Corporate council sent out an email, I don't know if you got it, about us hiring them per se. I want to hire them, get them through the temporary service. That way we don't have no expenses. Workman's comp, anything like that. They cover all that. I double checked with them, that's the way it is.
Okay. So we're looking for a motion to approve the hiring of 3 seasonal temporary workers for the Department of Public Works through advanced staffing for the purpose of assisting in lawn mowing and minor road maintenance at the rate not to exceed $13.41 per person per hour, with workers to be paid at $9 per hour.
Support.
Motion by Marcy, supported by Balderas. Any discussion?
How does that affect the budget when we're speaking of expenses?
Well, I think that probably, it would, the amount of grass that they cut are for people that are ticketed, so it's gonna cover, you know, we're still gonna,
This is covering potholes too.
you know.
Like I said before, I got 55 miles of street.
Through the chair, I want to ask you a question. This gentleman in the back mentioned his granddaughter cut 2 of the lawns out front, okay? If we do not cut the back lawns, or if they do not cut the back lawns, those people will be ticketed full price for.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If the house is abandoned, our guys will get over and do it.
Yeah.
I've got like 120 work orders right now for grass cutting.
Yeah, it's a concern of mine because if somebody cuts the grass, then it's not gonna be ticketed, and the thing is, these houses need to be ticketed.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, and if the guys go by and don't see it, it's not gonna get rolled up.
Right.
So I wouldn't cut, let it leave it, let it get rolled up, and then we can address the situation.
Or at least, I don't know, is there any way that citizens could report these?
They can call me, they can call Ellis.
I think it's very neighborly and nice.
Oh, yeah,
And I
definitely.
don't blame people for wanting to cut the front,
Right.
you know.
Right, I can understand that, but like I say, when somebody goes by, like Ellis goes by or
Sometimes you might
something,
miss the backyard, yeah.
they're not gonna see it.
So just
A lot
give
of
us a
backyards,
call.
you can't see them. So I mean, if they call DPW, I'm more than happy to address it, I'd write it up myself.
My personal pet peeve is the house at the corner of Prospect and Gal, because our school is right there, we have other entities coming to our school for
Is that one still
sports
there?
event, yeah.
It's gotta be done wrong.
Yeah, and the thing is that, when we have other cities coming to our city and we have to
Oh,
go
yeah.
past it, it's just bad.
You know what, the rain's been holding us up too.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's gonna kill us,
This weather's
rain every day.
Every
But I mean,
morning.
if you got something that needs to be done right away,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is call, we'll get that right away and go back to what we're doing. We'll work around it and get things.
Through the chair, Your Honor, is this above and beyond the people that we've already hired, or that are already currently working? So you have 3
We
working?
got 3 working on grass and 3 on potholes.
So then you're asking for 3 more?
No, just the 3 that I've got on the potholes, I'd like to keep.
Okay.
Cause like I say, I got 120 work orders for grass cutting right now. With the rain, you're not gonna keep up. The regular guys, I'm not pulling them off of what I got them on because we're finally catching up with things. We're getting storm lines cleaned out, everything that they're supposed to do. We got water bills, we got shut-offs we gotta do, we got turn-ons we gotta do. We gotta make sure that money comes in, we're not gonna get nothing. And I can't pull them off of what they're doing. I need guys to do stuff to keep them occupied, what they need to do. You know, it's like they hit second base, they're on the way to third, they're doing good. But I need them doing what they're doing, or the city's not gonna get no money for it.
Is there, any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess? Yes.
LeFey?
Yes.
Alderis?
Yes.
Marcy?
Absolutely, yes.
Barnes?
Yes.
Cybulski?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, you're good.
thank you. Second thing, won't keep it too long. We send all guys in the water department to do leak tests at people's homes. When they call in, make a complaint, their water's too high. Our guy makes $20-some an hour. He goes there, he's there an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, checking all of their faucets, tubs, everything. We need to put a fee on that of like $60 is fair fee, most cities charge. Why are we spending all of our time with these guys doing leak tests and not charging? You're losing money. You wanna make money back up, we gotta charge them. And $60 an hour is a fair fee.
So you're looking for a motion to impose a leak test fee on residents of $60 for those residents who request a leak test from the water department, and the leak is the resident's responsibility.
Right.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Hess, supported by Marcy. So just to clarify, if you call out and you have a leak and it's the city's, you're not gonna have to pay the
We're not gonna
$60
charge,
fee.
no.
But if it's your thing,
Every
we'll come
leak
and
test that
identify
I've
it.
checked on so far, 99.9% is the homeowner's fault.
Okay.
Walk in the lady's house, her tub's running, wants to know why her water bill's so high.
Got it.
Fix it.
Is it $60 an hour or $60 to come out
$60 an hour.
flat?
$60 an hour.
Right.
People's gonna start taking responsibility and fixing their own leaks. When these guys gotta go over there
I
and do
mean,
it,
I
lose
do
our
have
money.
to agree.
I agree too.
Our
but-
motion says those, a fee on
We can do a
residents
flat
of
fee of 60, that's
$60.
even fine, we're gonna make some money. And you're gonna have people start taking responsibility for their own homes. $60 is even fine. It's gonna cover
I wouldn't feel
employee-
comfortable with $60 an hour
That's-
personally. I'm not voting that, but
My support's not a $60 an hour, but it is.
That's fine.
$65.
Flat fee,
It's the way the me.
Those are gonna get a lot more people start looking at their own stuff.
any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
One explanation. Can you read the motion?
The motion is to impose a leak test fee on residents of $60 for those residents who request a leak test from the water department, and the leak is the resident's responsibility.
No matter how long it takes.
So the motion says.
Yes.
Balderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Cybulski,
Yes.
Just on a note, what's the average time spent in, or,
Some of them's been there 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So they go through the top, bottom.
Replumb the whole house?
Some of our guys are still a little slow. They're getting there. They're getting there. And that's about it, but next council meeting I will not be here, just to let you know.
Neither will I.
I
neither
already
will
signed
I.
up for vacation. So
My son is graduating. You can't miss that.
what day is that?
Wednesday.
The next council meeting.
Oh, well, I'll be back for that.
June 4th.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, next we have the city administrator, finance director. Nothing tonight. Our corporation council is on vacation. Treasurer.
I do. Need a motion to receive and place on file April's treasurer's report.
So moved. Support. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Balderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Cybulski,
Yes.
And I talked with Brian today, and probably about the third week of June, they will be starting to start printing the summer taxes to go out by the end of June. So those should be coming in the mail, 1st of July. And I have one other little, I talked to an older resident last week, and you know the battery recycle bin that we have back by the building department in the little cubby? They were wondering if that could get moved because that door is now locked, where they used to just come in and drop them off there. Now they have to park and then come in and walk all the
That's
way
fine.
through City Hall. So
That's a good idea. Tell them a good suggestion. Whatever makes it easier, you know?
I'll let them know, maybe we can move it up behind the, you know, the bulletin board that's out there or something, kind of out of the way, but close enough to the door.
It's a good idea.
Okay, I will let them know. That's all I have.
All right. City clerk.
I just have one thing. I need a motion to approve the business license for Supreme Automotive Group at 19300 Dix Road, subject to chapter 6, article, what is that, 11, of the Code of Ordinances regarding used vehicle auction and sales.
So moved.
Support. Any discussion?
This is a pre-existing and just a,
Right, they just need to come before council for approval every year when they renew.
The support was Barnes, correct?
No.
Medina? Balderas. Sorry. Any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Balderas. Yes. Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes. Yes. Cybulski.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay. Council members, Councilman Hess.
I only have that I won't be here next Wednesday. I'm baby's graduating. That's all.
Okay. Councilman LeVey.
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Councilman Balderas.
I have nothing other than thanking all of you for coming out again, and it is a great day for baseball up at DeLuca and Melvindale and Lincoln Park Fields. Still have about an hour to go.
Councilman Marcy.
The other thing I got is, I went to the Public Safety Commission meeting, second Tuesday there, and they had some concerns about the information that was presented to us about that grant money, CDF. They didn't get that information, they wanted to review that information. I don't know if that information is available for them, but they did not get it and they had some concern. So they just wanted to oversee what was going on there, since they are over top of the police department. So I just thought I'd bring it to you.
No, that's good, and they absolutely will be in the loop. I don't think that there hasn't even been a meeting scheduled or anything. Everything's so preliminary, but as Councilman Barnes, nothing. Councilman Sabowski.
One thing, we talked about it a couple of times, that little land that has the weeds and the mud and the tire tracks between Dollar General and the grocery store. We gonna try and get some grass there, trees or driveway or anything this season?
Last year I called the general manager of the place, and he told me, because there's a lot of garbage in the parking lot too, and he said that on Google Earth it looked fine. I said, well, in real live Earth, I'm standing in trouble. So that was, my kids thought it was crazy because I don't normally yell at people, but I was giving it to them a little bit. But Artis is working on that too. They, as far as it goes, they haven't finished the landscaping plan of the site plan. So they are in violation and that will be developed. Oakwood Market, the owner has agreed to pay the cost of taking a piece of that out so that you can just drive between instead of what's happening now where people are just driving over the curb. So it is in the works, but thank you for the reminder. I'll talk with Mr. Bennett tomorrow.
Through the chair, I did notice the other day, Oakwood Market's got their employees parking their cars along there to keep people from going over there.
What a
Oh,
bright
you're right,
idea.
I did see, notice that.
Through the chair, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Why did the city allow them to sell that building before they completed their plan? 'Cause that's not the owners that built that, it's new owners. And that's why Artis is having trouble getting them to comply. We totally gave the new people a C of O without being in compliance.
I think that it's a franchise, so they're under the jurisdiction of the corporation for so many years. So that's who I talked to, was the actual corporation, and told them, you know, they said they were gonna work with us and get it developed. I just need to light another fire, and I'll do that tomorrow.
One more thing, people have been asking me, are we gonna be working on that park pretty soon over there on Prospect and Oakwood?
We're gonna start it in June. And it should, it will not be, they're going to put in hydro seed, and that won't happen until September, because they said typically if you can get through August, the seed does much better if you wait till September. It's a little bit cooler. So, and did I ever bring the plan out to the meeting to show everyone? I have it in my office, so anyone that wants to see it, or I'll bring it out to share with you. It's the property right at Prospect and Oakwood. Gonna put in some berms and trees and some benches just to make it a little nice little sitting area, and fence in 3 sides of it. So it'll be a nice improvement over there. There is gonna be a pavilion, but not like the one by Chief Brophy's house. No sitting or relaxation there because that causes trouble. So we're gonna keep that nice and open. So that'll keep the police response down too. But it's gonna be really nice.
Your Honor, were the tanks removed from there? I don't know if I'm out of order.
You are, but it's okay.
Okay.
Me and Martha wanted a place to relax other than across the street. So.
That's where the call was.
The soil's contaminated, so that's why we received a grant to actually cap it off, and to my understanding, there are no tanks there, but the tanks have been removed, but there's still contaminated soil because there were tanks in the ground. So, anything else?
Yeah, one last thing. With the audit coming up, or gonna be finished at the end of June, are we working on an action plan to react to the findings of the audit?
Would you like to address that?
We'll have to wait till the end of June, and yes, we'll see how the audit comes in. There could be changes that would have to be.
Because there'll be 3 different outcomes, so we should have 3 different plans ready to go so we can rapidly instate.
I think like every day's been an action plan, really. Like we're continually looking for things to cut and just, I mean, we know we're all sitting up here and we just opted not to open the pool, you know? So every day is something that we're trying to be as conscientious and physically responsible as possible. But
Okay,
that was a good point.
okay, that's good. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight.
Okay, I have a whole bunch of things to do. Memorial Day is this Monday at 10 a.m. over in front of the pool at the monument, so I hope you can join us there. We'll have 3 soldiers that we'll be honoring, and we'll have our police and fire department there as well. I also need a motion to approve the issuance of the application from the Melvindale Downtown Development Authority for a special license to serve alcohol on August 16, 2014, and August 17, 2014, during the 2014 Melvindale Street Fair to be located on Allen Road between Oakville Boulevard and Coleman Street.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor. Does the DDA get a insurance policy for that weekend, or do they piggyback off these cities?
I believe that in the past we've done a separate insurance policy.
Sure. Or?
No, I said I believe, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Alderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Slagowski.
Yes.
Next, we have what's called the Parks and Recreation tax. I'm looking for a motion to approve a special tax as permitted by Michigan Public Act 359 of 1925 MCL 123.881 on the assessed valuation of all taxable property within Melvindale to be used exclusively for advertising and exploiting and making known the industrial, commercial, education, or recreational advantages of Melvindale, and to establish recreational and educational projects for the purpose of encouraging immigration to and increasing the trade, business, and industries of Melvindale, provided, however, that such tax shall not exceed $50,000 in total in any one year. If no one wants to make a motion, we just won't go.
I'll make a motion.
Support. Motion by Haas, supported by Balderas. What this is by the charter, we cannot do any type of lighting assessment or anything like that unless we put it on the ballot or we have 2/3 signatures of all the residents. This $50,000 would cost residents about 80 cents a month. And the hopes and the purpose of this would be to market and promote the arena. Because what we're doing, as all of you know, is we've converted it from ice to indoor facility for lacrosse, for flag football, for soccer, things like that. Almost 2 years ago, we converted one side and found that it was outperforming the ice side about 4-1. And with that, it also, the energy costs to operate that are less than half. So based on that and just doing a general study shows that the median income of a Melvindale resident on average is about $35,000 a year, which would really lead us to that our residents can't afford, most residents can't afford to put their children in things like hockey, figure skating, because it's such an expense. So we went to the state and we got the rug donated. So it's no expense to convert it, but now we just need to promote it and just finish it. So if we could do this, it would allow us to be able to.
Does this motion reflect that being the use for this money?
How does that? That's, in 1925, there was no such thing as artificial turf. How much time and money did we waste researching this all the way back to 1925?
It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything in the motion about turf. It says about advertising exploiting and making known the industrial, commercial, education, or recreational advantages of Melvindale.
That's when cities were getting to go back in the early times. Melvindale wasn't even a city in 1925.
This is part of the Michigan Public Act. It's not in the Melvindale charter. It's a state act.
Who ended up researching this?
That would be Corporation Counsel, and they also consulted with our bond attorneys to see about the assessment, and that's what the recommendation that they made back to us, because we cannot do any type of lighting assessment, which most of the cities around us are all doing lighting assessments because they don't have to put it on their ballot or anything like that, but our charter is very specific in stating that we can't do it.
Most of the cities don't have the high mills like we do too. I think we're at the top of Wayne County on mills.
And they also have emergency managers. And we don't have one yet, so that's good.
Through the chair, with this type of assessment, so one, it would be managed, I'm assuming, as it comes in. Would this then alleviate some of the general funding that we utilize now for the advertising and things like that? We would switch it, so then, I mean, it's at least a couple $1,000s that would then.
Through the chair, Your Honor, what money do we spend on
We
that
pay
right now?
somebody to do something on a monthly basis. What is our monthly fee that we pay them?
I think it's $14.50, as well as,
Well, I didn't know that was an advertising company. If it is, you need to get on the phone with them right now and fire them.
Okay, then I'm using the wrong choice word.
No, you're right.
There are, and.
No, you're absolutely right.
That's what I'm saying.
They're a marketing company.
Yeah. I mean, we have a marketing company already in place, and we're paying, what, $17,000 a year? So, I mean, we've already established them, but,
This isn't paying anyone else. This is to try to generate a one-time revenue to get this off the ground and just give it that last push to promote it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, this would then be the revenue that pays them.
We can use a portion of it to pay them. We can do it for mailers. We can do it, I mean, not that we would have a commercial, but if you wanted to do a commercial,
Right.
things like that.
Because we still need an entity to do this advertisement.
yes.
Right.
But the current one we have is not doing it.
yeah.
Then that's a different conversation, but if they are not doing it, that conversation can come after this vote. That's true.
Does anyone else have any questions about the motion on the table, on the floor?
I don't believe that this tax was intended for that purpose. It's back in the early days to get cities established. So Melvindale didn't even have a mayor till 1933.
I don't understand what that, and just for clarification, what relevance that is with this, just because this was created before we
To get
were,
cities
we don't want to
established.
utilize it to.
Yeah, Melvindale was in 1924 a jurisdiction of Ecorse Township. This was to build cities back in the day.
That's probably why it says the purpose of encouraging immigration, because there was a lot of immigration during that time. A lot of Irish people came over during the 1920s, kind of right around the time of the Depression. And I can tell you in my book that I'm reading right now on city politics, because a whole lot of stuff occurred during the 1920s, and they passed all kinds of legislation to keep cities thriving and going, because cities were bankrupting and people, everyone was starving and unemployment was bad, and so they did put in lots of things like this into their legislation to try to get re-promote industry and things like that. I should have read it. Is there any other discussion? I mean, ultimately, it's up to you guys. We're just trying to find ways, because, like we said before, the state asked us what our plan B is for the arena. This is our plan B. If it doesn't work, then not this specifically is our plan B. Our plan B is to redevelop the arena, convert it to indoor facility with turf, and try to lease out the space for where the concession is, lease out the pro shop, yeah, and just better market the banquet hall, things like that.
Through the chair, where are we at with that program? Where are we at? As far as, I know that the DEA has lent us some money to purchase the turf, but have we had this approved by the state yet? Program or by our
Yeah.
county?
Mhm.
Okay.
But our meeting was specifically for that, to review our debt elimination plan for
They,
everything.
before we could do this, we had to go for land.
Okay. And also, when is the projected date that we get the turf in that?
I believe sometime in June, the ice just is coming out. I think yesterday it started melting.
Okay.
So the turf, I believe, will be here in June.
Any other discussion?
Are we gonna talk about the other company?
We can have to just vote. Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
No,
Balderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
No.
Barnes. Yes. Cybulski,
No.
Motion fails. Okay. Next, you have in your packet a letter from Artis Bennett, who is our building inspector. Thanks. Honorable Mayor and City Council, I'd like to propose that the City of Melvindale require that all cement suppliers, not contractors, be registered with the city to haul their products within city limits. This is a once-a-year fee that covers all your trucks. The fee cost is $100. Also, I'd like to form a resolution that requires cement suppliers must be 6-bag mix or higher. Nothing less will be accepted. There will be a fine for those not complying. Should you have any questions regarding this, please feel free to contact this office. Yours truly, Artis Bennett, Chief Building Official.
through the chair, Your Honor.
Yes.
We voted on this, and then after we voted on it, then he came to the next meeting, and we voted on it again. Now this will be the third time.
Did we do
The six
I
bag,
thought we said we were not doing the $100 fee, right?
the 6-bag mix we voted on, and then the $100 fee, it was pointed out that we currently have that, any contractor that does business in the city of Melvindale has to pay a once-a-year fee. So it was kind of redundant because we already had that, and that was pointed out at that meeting. I'm just kind of
This is the
hauler.
suppliers, it's not the
The hauler.
contractors. It'd be like
I
Osborne
understand it's a
Concrete.
hauler, we've actually got that in ordinance too, ice cream trucks, concrete haulers, taxi cabs, they all have to get a license and.
Okay, I'll take care of it. So now everyone knows what his letter says. Okay. I put on a road millage just to talk about it, but it sounds like the state's doing their own thing. We had about $900,000 just to give a road update to work on the roads, and we did Coleman and we did Henry. We're starting to experience some sinkholes where the streets are just caving in. So we've had to prioritize that and repairing manhole covers. So at this catch basin, at this point, we're pretty much through most of those funds, so we'll just be continuing on with everything else to fill potholes and do some small sections where we can. But we have to just figure out another way to address the roads. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen at the Senate level. They're actually discussing it now. And hopefully, if they really do that they really put the money towards the roads and don't find some other use for it. That would be exciting and very good.
Through the chair, I mean, a road millage, and I understand, our roads are terrible here in the city of Melvindale. But these citizens, they're almost getting double taxed here because they're gonna get a road millage, and then they're also paying the taxes to the state to fix our roads, and because the governor's hanging on to that money, with that money, keeping it from us to fix our own roads.
Yeah.
We're in a pickle.
I don't think we should do anything or even entertain anything like that right now. Doing some research, there was a millage in the 1970s to do the roads. So they passed a 30-year millage to use a product that was good for 20 years. So really, in theory, these roads should have been addressed in like the 90s. But it's a lot of catching up to do.
Is a millage, a road millage, something that we would need to put on the ballot? I think that would be good. At least then the opinion is coming from residents.
Yeah. And I think
you know what I mean? Where they live, where they drive, where they spend their money, if they're willing to put it there.
I agree. But I think that my recommendation would be to hold off on anything of that right now, because if the state really implements and imposes this road tax, then it should be taking care of itself. And we're all gonna have to pay it anyway, so hopefully that will start to correct some of the problems that lots of cities are having. So, I also have a mayoral nomination of Nicole Moore to the Library Commission.
So moved. Support.
Motion by Barnes, supported by Hess. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVey,
Yes.
Palderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes. Yes. Cebulski.
Yes.
All the residents will be receiving a newsletter within the next couple weeks that will have information about just upcoming events in the city. I've also included like a breakdown, what we get from Plant Moran, of how our funds are allocated, just to kind of, educate people if they're interested, so that they can see how much we spend on healthcare, how much we spend on, salaries, wages, things like that. So be looking for that in your mailboxes soon. The next meeting is the Melvindale High School graduation. I would like to know who plans on going to that, if we need to reschedule the next meeting, because I know that Councilwoman Hess and I both have children that will be graduating that evening, so we will not be here.
Through the chair, I'd like to attend that. I think this council should attend that.
Well, there's a pickle with that.
Well-
I don't know how many tickets I don't know that the school will give tickets
Okay.
to,
Well, I mean, if it's a graduation and I understand.
yeah, because families got
Are they having it in the
4.
auditorium or they having it
They're
outside?
having it
They
at
moved
the
it to
4.
Dearborn this year.
Oh, in
So
Dearborn.
every student is restricted to 4 tickets per family. So,
Well,
It's worth a shot, but
I mean, they could probably put council on the stage, really, in theory. I think that there needs to be a better collaboration between the city and schools anyways.
yes.
I think it would be really nice if we attended graduation every year.
As a unit,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
why don't you address that? It might be nice
I'm
for someone other than us moms.
Why don't somebody give Jim Barry a call and see what he
We can
Oh,
address
dear.
the
I forgot
superintendent.
about him.
But, so,
Complaining about my
should,
tickets.
I don't know if we should reschedule that meeting now for maybe the next day, or we'll just, cause if we know that we're not gonna have a quorum, I would prefer to let the residents know, other than everyone show up and we don't have one, so.
Through the chair, Your Honor, did you look at the charter on that?
Last meeting, when we looked at the charter, it said that this body could reschedule the meeting, but if we know there's gonna be lack of a quorum. So, I'm only speaking for myself and Councilwoman Hess, that we for sure will not be here.
If I can scalp a ticket, I won't be here.
Ron will be here, right, her daughter.
Yes.
She'll be here either, yeah. So, if the rest of you feel comfortable and you'll be here, you can proceed as planned, and that's fine. Just putting that out there. Just an update for the street fair, I believe we're at 48 vendors, which is really good for this time of year, because it's not till mid-August, so we're pretty excited about that. We have a blues band playing. We have, it's called Battle of the Band, so some people that are like professional garage band singers, self-made, self-proclaimed, they're gonna have a competition and be able to compete, and just for some fun, mix it up a little bit. And then we have a band called Boogie Dynamite on Saturday night and 50 Amp Fuse on Sunday night. So things are going well with that, and it's moving right along. We're still kind of back and forth whether we'll be doing a 5K or not, so I'll keep everyone posted on that. Last night, the Parks and Rec meeting, they brought up flower beds. We had the sponsors program for the flower beds, and there are some flower beds in the city that people have opted not to renew their sponsorship. So if anyone's interested in sponsoring a flower bed, we'll have that information posted on our PEG channel and our website. So feel free to check that out or contact my office if that might be something that you're interested in doing. Next, we have our second audience participation. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to come forward, please state your name and address for the record.
Robert Valancourt, 17621 Henry Street. A few things that popped up during the second part of the meeting. Regarding the Civic Arena and the removal of the ice, and we're not sure exactly how long-term that's going to be. Has there been any thought to what to do with the ice resurfacer, the Zamboni machine?
Our Zamboni machines are almost functionally obsolete. They're very old. So we, at this point, are going to look to just sell them or...
The Historical Commission does not want the historic Zamboni.
I thought you were looking to buy something.
We're all good.
Secondly, and more seriously, it's fortuitous that we had a new person nominated for the Library Commission, and that there was talk amongst the council that it's important we support our schools by the council making a showing. However, just recently we had the library open house, and not one commission member, or I'm sorry, not one city council member was in attendance, and I don't know, it's kind of upsetting as a citizen. My son, as you know, a couple years ago won the bookmark contest. That was a big deal. But, and I understand things come up, things happen, but I just implore the council to make a more concerted effort to support all the things. And I know you're only, you know, we're all human, we can only do so much.
It's not an excuse, but somehow it didn't get on our calendars, so... Yeah.
We didn't get up.
No.
You know, a lot of these events, even if they pop up quick, Lou Driscoll's winning chief of the year, we literally had 18 hours to get in an hour, basically, to give a response to attend that.
Right.
And I didn't get any kind of email on that library. It's right across the street.
Nobody did.
Across, so.
Yeah, it was... Yeah.
And I understand that, and you know, we do, I don't want to say it's a communication breakdown, but we do have communication issues just amongst all the city commissions. The other thing in the capacity of the Historical Commission, we are not represented on the website at all. Even if it's, you click on the link and it goes to our Facebook page, which we have been operating for some time, and we have 117 likes. So we're well on our way to being viral. But you know, just if we can get any exposure that we can, hopefully positive exposure, every time that there's something of historical significance in the about Melvindale, posting about Jessica Smith, we put that on there, got quite a few hits. When Mayor Berg passed away, also got quite a few responses to things like that. And admittedly, I don't keep it as up to date as I should. Funny that it's history and I need to keep it up to date. But just if we could get some extra help from the, you know, as far as the link, I can send it to Yvonne. And
that'd be great. If you could send it to her, that'd be super, because she's the one that would add it to the website.
Okay.
Through the chair, one more.
Yes,
the motor that's in that Jeep of yours, that International, what do you need?
It's a
The
motor for the power wagon.
It's a straight flathead Dodge.
Yeah, it's a Dodge motor. It's the straight 6.
What year is it then?
1952. It's a M37 power wagon.
Thank you.
We need
Doesn't
tires
end there.
too, if you're,
Yeah.
as long as you're
Transmission, transfer case,
I'll come back.
wiring harness.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Jim Metz, 19510 Henry. You guys were talking about the ice arena. Is the Waza Flow coming back?
Actually, the city administrator is in negotiations with them right now.
The what?
That's the professional soccer team. That's
Indoor
housed in-
soccer
yeah.
team. They were playing there. I hear a lot about Marathon. Every time I come to a meeting or what have you, they do a lot of donations, wonderful support from Melvindale. How much of a burden are we on them? I mean, how's our relationship? We get a lot of money from them. They do a lot of donations.
It's my understanding that they're pretty charitable with all the communities that are neighboring them. I know that they donate to Lincoln Park, to Detroit, to Melvindale, things like that.
Yeah, the only reason I bring that up is the chief mentioned that new radars are going to be paid by them, and if the relations aren't too stressed, okay, who cares? But if the relations are stressed financially, wouldn't it be smart to get those through the drug confiscated money?
Well, one reason that Marathon reaches out to our police and fire is because if they have an emergency, typically Melvindale responds.
Right.
So
they're very cordial to donate. That's great. But we would want to tap that money any which way we can. Just me asking. And then second question, or third question I have is, what happened to the new police dog?
he was temperamental, and so they returned him. They're gonna get a different one.
We are getting a new one.
Yes.
Any idea when?
June.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Okay, payment of approved bills.
I move to receive and place on file invoices, cover sheets, and to authorize payments of approved invoices totaling $1,407,568.35, and the electronic transfers totaling $124,024.18.
Yes.
Motion by LeVay, supported by Hess. Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Hess,
Yes.
LeVay,
Yes.
Calderas,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Barnes, yes, Bedolsky,
Yes.
Only thing I forgot to add is, we should have 2 ordinance officers starting within the next week or so. So that would be good. Motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.